And here we go, final match day of Oakland County FC season as we welcome Luke Zagorski's back in the booth, dropping off some important documents and some presents by the look of it after his broadcast debut. And AFC Ann Arbor, the visiting team today in the white tops, light blue shorts and socks, going from left to right on your screen. In the festive Christmas in July kits created by super fan Andreas Geekus, going from right to left in the Santa tops. As we have some head tennis in the midfield, and Kyle Pearson sprays it wide to number 19, Alex Plimmer. Tries to go central. Hodgson in there, and number 18, Kyle Pearson, who scored really the dagger on Wednesday, the second goal in the 2-0 margin at midweek. Really the biggest game in AFC Ann Arbor. Came through on top, and probably on the run of play, that was a fair result. But, you know, the margins are so thin with the competition level in the short season. You just can't make any mistakes. You can't have any, slip in form. And Ann Arbor just able to take care of business.
The margins are so fine when you get to such a condensed season, as you mentioned, just 12 games.
How long
to
into
separate
it?
yourselves from the competition. And, you know, as you mentioned, when Flint is up at the top, kind of dominating things, picking up 3 points left and right, leaves only one playoff spot. Ann Arbor nabbing that one this year, taking the place of Kalamazoo FC, who had a little bit of a down year this season in terms of form compared to what we're used to seeing from them. But County, I think.
Malorani puts that in the box, and the first real sign of danger as number 16 for County. That looks like Siljmani. Or is that Markovsky? That's got to be Markovsky.
I think so. We're lacking one number in the starting lineup here today, and I think indeed that is Markovsky.
So Siljmani is the 14. Markovsky is the 16. That's Bobby Harris, number 13 on the ball there.
And that puts, I believe, Carson Hodgson in 12. So.
There we go. Here is Siljmani, right footer. And that goes wide. The first real threat goes County's way. They've ventured into the visitors' box twice now in the opening 3.5 minutes. You like to see them on the front foot. AFC Ann Arbor resting their players. I received word from some Ann Arbor staff that the first round of the USL 2 playoffs, Friday, the 21st, away at Des Moines. So good luck to them. They have a much rotated squad here compared to on Wednesday. Only a couple starters remain on the lineup from midweek, resting for what will be a big and difficult task out in Des Moines. The Menace, one of the perennial competitors in the Final Four, it seems like. It's them, the Bucks, and a couple others that really usually make it deep runs in the USL 2 playoffs.
They built that program, and they have that prestige to where you have to show them the respect and give them the benefit of the doubt season after season. They've proved that they know what they're doing. When it comes to the business end of the season, you always see them hanging around.
In Ann Arbor, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, they were pipped on this day last year. They were one of the front runners the entire season and just faded at the end there with a couple absences to their key lineup and faded at the final third of the season. And the Bucks able to surge at the end of the season and snag that second playoff spot last year and went to the national semifinal. We'll see how Ann Arbor does, having done that themselves this year, sneaking in right at the last week of the season. Their first USL 2 playoff berth after, missing out just slightly last year. The home team decked out in the Santa Claus gear, the July Christmas celebration, looking for a point at least to secure third place in the Great Lakes division. Daniel Ayak is called into service there. He gets a Kai Yamazaki, usually plays defensive midfield. There's quite a few absences today, so he's actually deputizing as a center back, which is probably like the 9th combination at center back that County has had. I'd say we've had our best talent in the back line, but no combinations lasted longer than 2 or 3 games. As here comes Ann Arbor. Here's a right-footed attempt from Kyle Pearson, the goal scorer on Wednesday, but safely into the hands of Robert Jelai. And Jelai making his 3rd straight appearance.
County kind of been playing a game of Scrabble when it comes to putting together a lineup. Game after game here this season, it's just been a lot of changes, a lot of injuries and absences, unavailabilities, and guys happen to step into unfamiliar positions, and Coach Vinny Vasilevsky definitely had to scramble things up a bit here today, but still talent on the field, and you'd bank these guys to go ahead and put in a good shift here in the final game of the season. You know they're going to want to end on a high note, and we should mention too, a lot of guys may be potentially playing for moves in their college career or setting themselves up for success next summer. You never know who might be watching these games, and these players will certainly want to impress.
It's a probing ball looking for the run of Alec Markovsky. That was cut out there by the Ann Arbor defense. Should note that there's probably a couple players out there playing their final time with the county badge on their shirt. It is, the 4th or 5th summer for Mike Melorani and Bobby Harris. They've both graduated from school, so who knows if they'll be in match shape going into their careers. So question mark about them. Longtime servant of the club, Dmitry Pliakos, played his final match of the season away on Wednesday. So definitely there might be a new generation needing to come into this lineup to maintain the incremental progress that County's made over the last 4 or 5 seasons. His 3rd one in USL 2 as Daniel Ayak goes diving in there. Kyle Pearson glides by him. Combination play looking, almost got back to Pearson on the far side, still with Ann Arbor. Crossfield pass, connects. Galati trying to mark up there on the number 19 for the visiting team, Plimmer. Does enough as Plimmer's left-footed attempt goes well over the bar.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity here to kind of pass the torch for County. Bit of a change of the guard, almost certainly going into next season. So, again, bit of a tryout as these guys look to impress and make it known that they want to return next summer.
I mean, like I said, there's going to be a new generation coming in if they, stay along this path. I mean, number 16, young Alec Markovsky, I believe, if my maths are right, he's only 17 or 18 years old here, chasing down the ball. They bypass him here on the right-hand side, trying to combo around Galati, but Bobby Harris and Carson Hodgson able to break that up, and that goes to the far side. Another young man on the far side, Middlestat, making his 3rd appearance, I believe. Young Tommy Middlestat on the far side, number 19.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few County players make their debut this season, and you think that they will be able to step in and fill those voids created by some of the departing players?
Makuka was looking for Markovsky there, but Ann Arbor cut it out.
And part of it too, Rob, is you don't really know for sure. We're saying this could be some guys' last games, but they very well could come back next summer and still have a roster spot.
I mean, we said that last year about Dimitri, but he actually got some good shape and put in some minutes this year. So, yeah, we never know, but, I mean, there's no college season for them to stay fit for, so you never know what their fitness levels be and how their, new professional lives treat them. As Ann Arbor's in some space on the right-hand side. Ayak meets him. Centering ball did enough. Did Hodgson and Kai Yamazaki did enough to repel that attack, as that is a little too hopeful for Chewy Makuka. As Makuka kind of throws his hands up, it wasn't making a run quite to that spot, he says to the young man.
A little too hopeful, but that's really been the design for County's attack the last few games here. Just throwing the ball up into the wings, letting those athletes go track it down and make plays, get the ball into more central locations and rely on runs from midfield and other attacking positions to create those goal opportunities. And County's certainly done a great job generating those. And it's been important as the defense, as we mentioned, continually kind of undergoing a makeover game by game. So it really has been County's needed to light up the scoreboard more so than anything else this season, and been able to do that.
Yeah, note for today, after 11 games played, there's been 10 different County scores. There's been 20 goals scored, 20 goals conceded, 10 different scores. So evenly distributed goal scoring, and leading goal scorers are on the field there despite a lot of changes. Leading the way is Mike Bellarani with 4, followed by Chewy with 3, and Roni Soleimani with 3 as well. But even goal scoring, and then the opponents, 6-4-1's their record, 19 points, the plus 10 goal difference with 22 scored and 12 against. So defensively stout are the visitors. Compare their records. It was only a 1-point differential going into Wednesday's game. Ann Arbor on 16, County on 15, but the differential really came from Wednesday's game, made that difference with only 3 points left in the balance. So Rod Asalani's team did well there to win on Wednesday to get that second spot.
Yeah, and really, end of last week, we were saying all you really want is a fighting chance to earn your way into the playoffs, and County unable to extend it into the last game, but into the last week of this season, remained competitive, put the pressure on those teams above them, had a little bit of catching up to do just in terms of games played. An injured Ann Arbor player making his way to his feet. That is 16, Richard Kojo. Hopefully he'll be all right and able to come back out onto the pitch before too long. It's one thing neither team wants to see today, Rob. Not that anybody ever wants to see it. Injuries could really put a damper on the mood here. Haven't really talked too much about it, but County very light on the bench here today in terms of subs. Not really many bodies that can step in. So hoping everybody's able to stay up on their feet here this afternoon, stay in the game, because before too long there won't be anybody else to come in.
So he's up on his feet, the AFC Ann Arbor player who we had that little injury break for. He's back in the game.
Back in.
Looks
he's
quite
all right.
spry. So
sometimes I think, Rob, guys just freak out and they don't necessarily know if something's wrong, and it's better to go down and get the trainer out there, make sure you're okay instead of trying to soldier on, and you end up doing more damage. So a lot of times you will see that. Guys go down, get the treatment, they come off, come right back on, everything's okay. It's always better to make sure.
And I'm sure with the short benches, nobody minds a couple extra moments to catch their breath and regroup, maybe get a little bit of a drink. And, both teams, not a lot of options off the bench, so a lot of these guys will be playing most of the game. So a couple breathers here and there. Not unwelcome, as we saw just a moment ago, number 14 in white, the right-sided defender. Dante Bailey, a familiar face around here.
Indeed.
Played center back for County for 1 or 2 seasons at least.
Played some time there with Daniel Ayok, too. They combined in central defense for County a couple of years back.
Another familiar face on the Ann Arbor lineup, Najee Elder, who I think was with us in the UPSL days.
It's cool to see these guys bounce around different teams and different leagues, and you can kind of follow their career just checking in once or twice every summer.
Yeah, and another familiar face on Wednesday that I got a couple minutes, Luis Sala, former County player, got a couple minutes on Wednesday as Ann Arbor coming in the left-hand side, driving into the County defense, and Bobby Harris did well to get his body in the way and prevent any sort of pass or even just to be dribbled around. So I think that's the first corner of the match after about quarter of an hour being played. My name is Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke, streaming on 11 Sports here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. This looks like it'll be a right-footed attempt by the visitors. Taken. Nice delivery. Daniel goes up, but hits Ann Arbor head. Squirts past a couple players. Galati and Ayak harassing Ann Arbor, but they get away from the pressure and swing it to the far side. Couple step overs, but doesn't get around young. Is it Markovsky on that side, or is that some movement from the front three?
And that's been the cool thing about this season so far is guys being able to kind of interchange across those forward positions and play positionless football at times, stepping in for each other as others make runs and cover defensively. It's been nice to see that kind of unspoken communication pay off with, I'm sure, all the hard training hours that they put in this summer.
Daniel Ayak, he was absent most of the season, has come in this last week of the season. That's a dangerous turnover centrally. Ann Arbor gets around the back line, puts it across the face of the goal, and a County mistake almost punished immediately.
Not a ball that you want to play into the middle there. Even if it had been successful, you're not putting your teammate in a great position.
Was that Hodgson with the errant central ball to the one visiting player?
Soleimani, but either way, again, danger. Thankfully, though, County able to recover and ball squeezes wide.
Beautiful day here in Metro Detroit, despite a little bit of the old Canadian smoke from the wildfires up even farther north of us, but lots of purple in the stands. Great to see a lot of familiar faces as Galati tries to cut through two Ann Arbor players here. He's repelled as here they come down the right-hand side trying to combine. They stay on the ball, chipped far outside. Will this meet the run? And almost getting to that ball is number 21, Felix Guite, one of the players in the lineup today that hasn't seen too much playing time, as there's quite a few new names on the starting lineup for both teams, especially the visitors with their playoff game in hand on Friday out in Des Moines.
And you know, on an
that pass is cut out by Bobby Harris, and chopped down there is young number 12, Carson Hodgson.
On an individual level, all those guys who are getting just a few minutes here this season compared to all the games that they've been on the bench, you know, they're going to want to show that they deserve to be in the starting lineup. So while we talk about maybe a lack of motivation from a team sort of scope, individually, these guys are going to be out there giving it their all.
Here comes Chewy Makuka. Can he latch on the end of that through ball? He does. Oh, Middlestat was calling for that pass inside after making a nice run, but it's repelled by Ann Arbor, and they try to make a bit of a counterattack here. That pass is behind the attacker, though. Number 17, Cristiano Rossi, probably wanted that ahead of him. And Galati finds his left-sided striker. Here's Ronnie Soleimani. He's already scored 3. He goes back to Galati, right-footed strike, and that is high, wide, and handsome off the right foot of the County veteran who has played a huge role in this County lineup. I think he has started 11 out of the 12 games this season.
Yeah, there's been a lot of chop and change at the back, but
Rocco's been the rock.
Absolutely, he has. I mean, leader in minutes this season, leader in games started, and, you know, when you have a lot of changes, it's really good to have that one stable guy that you know you can rely on. Here he is on the ball.
And here he is trying to feed Mike Melorani. Will he get there in time? Mike gets a toe on it, but it looked like it hit the goalie. Yes, that is going to be County's first corner of the game. And will Santa bring a present from this set piece? We'll see. the bells are jingling here in Royal Oak here mid-July. As County looking for that third-place finish in the USL Great Lakes Division. They need a point or a victory to secure their best-ever finish. Here's the corner, right-footed, short. Here's Harris. Can he get around his defender? He plays it back. Right-footed strike. It's deflected back to County. It's popped up. Here's Hodgson trying to keep it alive. And Bobby's going to look to stop a counterattack there. He's slowing it down at the very least. Carson's brought down, but it falls to Sojmani. He tries to cut inside to Ayak, whose left-footed strike was always curling away from the Ann Arbor goal.
Yeah, unfortunately for County, probably not the guy that you wanted it to fall to. I think there's offside call, actually, on that far side. So it wouldn't have counted anyway, but just some good work from County off that corner. A lot of hard work to recycle it, get another opportunity. Bobby Harris pinching in, not letting Ann Arbor break out. And that's the one thing we have come to rely on from Bobby Harris. He's going to work hard. He's going to put in those hard yards, those hard tackles, leading by example, showing the determination that it takes to be successful.
Here's young Tommy Middlestat. Imagine that. He played his county debut in Flint. Had an impressive debut as Makuka feeds Sojmani. Can he give him back? He does, just a little bit ahead of him. Looking to feed young Alex Markovsky. The teenager had made a nice run there. Sojmani's pass just a hair ahead of him. Back in action, here's Chewy. Here's Galati. He cuts inside, tries to get to the baseline. Can he feed the middle? He does, but just past Markovsky. Bobby Harris, his service, repelled by the visiting defense. We'll see. Galati's must have tired arms because he's been taking all the throw-ins all season. He's had to do a lot of that. He's created a couple chances from it. Into the box, off the head of Mike Melorani, and out of bounds for, I think, a very deep throw-in in the visitors' area, in visitors' defensive half.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of pressure County look to put on Ann Arbor here.
Daniel Ayak stepped in the way there as Harris broke that up. Makuka, good touch, gets away from a couple defenders. Sojmani to Ayak, who played a blind pass and was not accurate enough.
I think you're seeing the lack of a true number 10 in there in that instance, just guys that aren't too familiar in that position.
And an amazing slide tackle there. Kept possession for a moment, but it ends up being an AFC Ann Arbor throw-in here in the attacking third. And like you said, yeah, if Daniel Ayak is up there trying to make that killer pass, there's something missing because he's great on the ball, very technical player, but definitely more of a defensive presence as he tries to get his team out of danger, as Hodgson had to step in there and whistle behind the play as Ayak's clearance was blocked by the visitors and thus ended the advantage. So good call there by the referee.
A little bit of a back-and-forth affair here so far. A little over halfway through the first half, and neither team really with a concrete chance, I wouldn't say. A couple of glancing blows, but nothing really solid that you say they should have scored on. Seen a lot of long balls up to Mike Melorani, per usual.
That looked like a elbow there by the young Kyle Pearson. Looked like he got a little high with his arm on Bobby Harris, who's looks like he's shaking it off a little bit. And play on. Here's the goalkeeper, Rod Spradlin. He gets it back in play down that left-hand side. Ann Arbor looking to build on that attacking left. And they advance through the middle. Dangerous moment here for County. They almost get Kyle Pearson on the ball, and that was
what a move.
Very well played. Was that Galati with the back heel clearance there?
Yeah.
But only as far as Dante Bailey, whose pass does not connect there with Plimmer. Galati gets his back in play, gets Big Mike involved. He goes inside one, another.
Wow.
Nice pass to Chewy, but he's outpaced by the visiting defender.
You don't often see it because the center back is almost always on his back when he gets the ball, but you see right there just how explosive Mike Melorani can be. Gets on the ball, shields away the defender, creates a through ball opportunity. Chewy just unable to get on the end of it.
Here's Ann Arbor. Here's a Rima. Passes it out wide. Rossi looking for some support. He's getting in low. He supplies a pretty dangerous cross. Daniel Ayak there before the attacking player. And he does well to casually clear that out. Referee. Oh, there's a player down behind the play. Well behind the play.
I think it's Richard Kojo again, and this time might be a little worse than it was the first time.
As I'm guessing some of the players here are going to head to the sidelines for a drink as our injured player is attended to. And I'm sure it's not that warm of a day, but down there on that turf in that sunlight.
Yeah.
You got to be hurt if you want to lay on that thing. You got to because I'm sure if you have a choice, if you're able to get up, you wouldn't want to sit down on that for
true.
any longer than you'd want to. But just to review for those viewers, my name is Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke, streaming live on 11 Sports from Royal Oak, Michigan. The final match in the Great Lakes Division of USL 2. Oakland County, the home team, playing for third place in the division. Currently have a record of 4-4-3 with 15 points. And the visitors in the white tops and the blue shorts secured a victory midweek to secure the second and final playoff spot. They have 19 points after going 6-4-1. They're led by Coach Rod Aslani. Oakland County FC are led by interim head coach Vinny Vasilevsky, assisted by Kirk Johnson and Tim Ho. What do you think? We're about half an hour in, almost half an hour in. There's been some glancing blows in this near exhibition sort of a paced game.
Yeah, I think it's going to take an individual effort from either team. Somebody's going to get on the ball and decide that they want to take this game by the scruff of the neck and put their imprint on it, as the injured player is indeed Richard Kojo, going off even more gingerly than he did the first time. Again, we'll see if he's able to continue. But so far, a little bit of back and forth. Couple opportunities for both teams, but again, as I said a couple of minutes ago, nothing really definitive where you'd say they should have scored. So I think in a game like this where there's nothing really to lose, it's going to be up to somebody to decide that they want to go and win it.
Half an hour in, my name's Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke. It looks like our injured player has been helped off of the playing surface, so players coming back from a bit of a timeout, get some water, chat with the coaching staffs. They're returning to the field of play. I believe we had a throw-in on the far side when the whistle was blown for the injury. It looks like Oakland County might be returning the ball, but we'll see what the head referee has in store. We have a little bit of a break, get a little bit of refresher, see who the referee gives the ball to. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in for the visitors from left to right, AFC Ann Arbor. Home team in the alternate Santa Claus kits designed by super supporter Andreas Gikas. A special summer and July debut for this design.
Always curious out of those mini timeouts to see what kind of change in tactics either team puts into play. Ann Arbor, I believe, currently down to 10.
As that long distance effort stings the hands of goalkeeper Robert Jelli, who is at number 21, Felix Guite.
Ann Arbor is at full strength, so they must have pulled somebody into the game here.
Bailey stopped that long ball. Kai Yamazaki, who's been a great defensive midfielder this season, great addition to County. He's been ushered into the center back role out of necessity today. Short rosters. Makuka pulled some magic there to pull that off the sideline. And he's back on the ball looking for Siljmani, but Dante Bailey gets in the way.
And we haven't really mentioned Yamazaki here this afternoon, and that's really what you're going to want to see. If we're not mentioning him, that means he's doing a great job back there in a position he is not familiar playing. But seeing just his communication skills and ability to identify dangerous situations allows him to diffuse those without really expending much energy. He just kind of positions himself where he needs to be, gets his teammates in the positions they need to be, and shuts down attacks, doing it that way as opposed to kind of biting there.
He was bypassed there, and an opportunity for the visitors hits the back of the net. And we were just singing the praises of Kai Yamazaki, the defensive midfielder. He stepped out to get to that ball and is bypassed there. And who's that? Number 17, Cristiano Rossi, gets on the scoreboard.
Announcer's curse, Rob. Announcer's curse. We were singing his praises, and Yamazaki there did get caught out of position. Again, it's not a role that he's used to playing. So when he's playing central defensive midfield, that's absolutely an action that he would be expected to take in that position to try to intercept that ball. But
that was Rossi,
center
right?
back. He just, there's nobody behind him to cover for him when he's not there. So in that situation, maybe not the right choice. Have to see if he can redeem himself.
Yeah, that was a tough one, and there was full commitment there by so the last-ditch defenders. There was a couple county players throwing everything they had to block that, but really good service in from the left, and the visitors are on the board. So the path to third place gets a little bit more difficult for the home team as that long ball skims off the forehead of Mike Melorani. And, when you play out of position, you're not perfect at it. And the competition level here in this division is so strong that any little bit of, unsureness, lack of confidence, lack of familiarity is punished here.
Just that split second of hesitation is the difference.
Here's Rocco Galati on the run here, gets in behind the defense. Can he do anything? He forces a save from Spalding. The best chance of the game, looking to maybe fit it between Spradlin's legs as Harris did his job to slow down that counterattack, and Galati got on his horse after Roni Siljmani fed him quite nicely up the left-hand side. Defender, though, for Ann Arbor did well to force just kind of a toe poke attempt out of Galati there.
Yeah.
Best chance for County so far, though.
Yeah, Galati certainly wasn't able to get everything on it that he wanted, but maybe just trying to think that he could sneak it by the keeper with that quick take.
So 1-0 to the visitors. The visitors going from left to right in the white and the light blue. Home team, Oakland County FC, in the red and white, the special edition claws kit, as that is a long ball over the top for Mike Melorani, and you saw that the whole way. The linesman was right there in line, and he was about 1 or 2 steps beyond that last defender, offside for the visitors.
Yeah, you get down by a goal, and I think you just want to go and grab it right back. Sometimes it takes a little patience, sticking to the game plan, not pressing too much and trying to make things happen, but let them happen. Trust the process and the game plan that you know what you're doing. And I would expect at this point, Rob, Ann Arbor's going to take the air out of the ball, pass it around the back like they're doing right now. There's really no need for them to try to go get goals number 2 and 3 and 4. The onus now on County to make this a match.
And here they come across halfway. Here's Hodgson to Siljmani. Forces him wide. He's an overlapping run. He cuts inside. He was not onside, I don't believe, there. Ann Arbor plays it. Bailey gets it to a teammate. County press almost able to turn the ball over there as Kai Yamazaki did well to step in front of that. Here's Hodgson. Combines with Siljmani.
This is where County has been at its best so far here this afternoon.
Some good hustle there by Soleimani to block that clearance, but only as much as forcing a throw in there, which Dante Bailey will come across for. But some good combo play between the youngsters, Soleimani and Hodgson.
Yeah, it's a lot of 1-2 passing off of turnovers here in the attacking third for County. That's really been their Kickstarter. It's worked well a couple of times, but it is tough to rely on generating all your attacks that way.
One of the key absences in County's lineup, probably one of the Player of the Year competitors, Amara Kamara. He's played in all but 2 matches this season, not in the lineup today, but probably it's regarded as likely our best center back that's worn the Oakland County crest. His absence has a lot of gravity as Ann Arbor centered that ball, but kicked away by County veteran Bobby Harris.
It's the aggression that Amara Kamara brings to the lineup for County and enabling everybody else to play their own game because they know that he's going to clean up at the back.
Good in the air, fast, good on the ball. As that shot is deflected, takes the steam out of it into the hands of Jelai. But he also chipped in the air with his feet, positioning, and also bagged a couple goals along the way too. So missing him there. And his Tiffin teammate, we already commented on Yamazaki's in his spot right now. And as Ayok has to chase that one a little bit. Galati under pressure, gets back to Ayok.
He's done such a good job, too, of letting the County press do its thing in the attacking third and stepping up to cut out those passes when the opposition does try to break things down. He's created a lot of offense that way and distributed from those almost midfield positions when he comes up to win those loose balls.
And they need a creator in the midfield. Hopefully Hodgson or Bobby Harris can create something in the middle of the field. Makuka's kind of been playing a little bit more centrally, interchanging with Markovsky here. And here's Mike Melorani on the wing as he tries to go outside. Nothing doing there. He's repelled. And here's Ann Arbor with some space. And this is a dangerous situation, but dealt with well by Ayok, who looks incensed after being called into desperate action there.
Yeah, it was just too easy for Ann Arbor to get into that threatening position, forcing that really a great play by Ayok to break that up.
And Chewy's going to go on a run here, try to force a turnover. He's turned by the Ann Arbor defender. Galati turns his man,
well done.
Turns defense into offense. Can he find Mike in the center? He goes left. Markovsky dispossessed there by Bailey. Things starting to heat up just a little bit as the referee whistles for a foul behind the play. Looked like Soleimani might have caught the player late with that clearance. After the clearance, as we edge near the 40-minute mark, with the score 1-0 in favor of the visiting Ann Arbor.
Nobody wants to take it. Bailey will oblige.
Today's goal scorer was Cristiano Rossi for the visitors. His first goal of the season and his second appearance of the year.
See, that's the kind of story that you come out of the last game of the season with when, again, nothing really to play for in the standings for Ann Arbor. You see individual performances from guys who you haven't relied on all season, but it's nice to know that you can put them in should you need them.
Only played 3 minutes coming into this match, had Rossi.
So in terms of goals per minute,
he's doing pretty good. As our Santa Clauses for County are shifting the ball around, trying to figure out what to do to get on the board. As Daniel Ayok has his long ball attempt deflected, but Hodgson comes up with it. Here's still Mani taking on Bailey, but his pass for Mike does not connect. Bailey goes back to Spradlin, who's on his first appearance of the season, the visiting goalkeeper, getting some action here today. And Makuka sticks out a right boot and deflects that, but only as far as another visiting player. There's Plimmer has moved in the middle of the park. Down here to Bailey. About 5 minutes to go before the halftime break. Got some great entertainment at an Oakland County match day. There's a free kid zone where you get your face painted, go in the bounce house, kick a ball at a giant inflatable dartboard, and many other things as AFC Ann Arbor's attack is cut short there as
Ooh. Big miss there.
that is Carson Hodgson getting absolutely kicked by the visiting player. Alex Plimmer's going to see some laundry. There's a yellow card for Plimmer as Carson Hodgson looks to be okay. A little ginger as he got a big old thwack. I think a right-footed boot right into the county player.
So, Rob, if it's Christmas in July, does that mean Plimmer's on the naughty list?
Yes, give Plimmer some coal, would you please, gentlemen? As that makes Galati turn around.
He was trying to make a play on the ball, just a little late on that challenge. And when you wind up to kick the ball and you get a leg instead, that's almost always going to be a yellow.
As Carson Hodgson dispossessed there and puts his team under duress as
Oof.
Harris went in heavy, blocked his own teammate, but here's some space for a county counterattack. And that's a great ball from Markowski to find Chewy Makuka. Makuka on his left foot, goes around a couple. Here's Markowski! His left-footed strike sails over the northern goal here at Royal Oak High School Stadium.
I have to give credit to the Ann Arbor defenders there for tracking all the way back because Shuey was definitely winding up to take that with his left as he broke inside. You could see him starting to get his feet sorted out underneath him, and just as he wanted to uncork that shot, unable to, the defender stepping into his way. But that's more like it. I think when we've seen Shuey at his best this season, he's been on that right-hand side, breaking in from the wing and either taking a chance himself or creating something for one of his teammates. And so far in the early goings of the first half, he just, I think, got kind of lost.
And this one gets in behind Daniel Ioke.
That can't happen if you're County. Just a
And
miscommunication.
that one is in the back of the net, 2-0.
Miscommunication at the back, bouncing ball, and what do they tell you? Don't let it bounce. That's exactly why, because when it bounces, you don't necessarily know what's going to happen next. An opportunistic Ann Arbor player jumping on that one. Who was that, Rob?
Number
that
21,
that one?
Felix Guite in the 43rd minute. So a toughie, 2-0 down in the first half. And that's another one, in my opinion, Daniel Ayuk, central midfielder. He got caught running towards his own goal, and the ball was a lot shorter than he thought it was. Bounces behind him. Ann Arbor player there. Boom, 2-0. And that foot by the AFC Ann Arbor defender just took it, pulled the string back on Mike Malorani. He was looking to sneak in behind. And County, they're going to want a goal here before halftime. I don't think their performance merits a 2-0 as Mike Malorani's in behind.
Oh, what a save.
And Spradlin saves it. Here's Makuka. And he's edged out by the visiting defenders. And Mike did so well to get in on the end of it. But Spradlin, his biggest save of the season so far, keeps the clean sheet thus far in his appearance for AFC Ann Arbor.
It wasn't tremendous, athletically, but in terms of anticipation and timing, Spradlin really did a wonderful job there, because had he not been right on time the way that he was, you'd put your money on Mike Malorani to convert that chance. And you're right, Rob. 2-1 going in at halftime feels a whole lot different than 2-0. Rocco's going to get a yellow.
I didn't see that. Well,
I
what
didn't
for
either.
here? Let's check the replay on the stream delay. Looks like it's away from the ball. Or maybe he was a little bit late coming in there off screen. But Rocco Galati, the first yellow card for the home team so far today on the regular season finale of USL League Two Great Lakes Division action. All the other teams have played all 12. These two, the last ones, as this one sails, moved a bit in the wind there. That breeze, we should comment on the breeze. I think that might have been what threw off Ayuk on that long ball. Maybe the wind blew it down and shortened the flight of that ball, because I definitely saw that free kick wobble in the air on the way to the arms of Robert Gelai. But, you know, either way, you don't want that to happen. And this one really was for the fans. Try to get that winning record, try to hang your hat on a best finish, and the path to that gets tougher and tougher. But we've seen some crazy county performances, turnarounds, big score lines. 2-0 here on the verge of halftime.
Yeah. If we know one thing, we know there's almost always another goal yet to be had here at the Purple Patch.
The Purple Patch, the North Pole here today. Christmas in July. Kit's a unique, one-of-a-kind kit designed by County Trust member Andreas Geekus as Ann Arbor continue to probe. They're looking for a 3 before the break. As Kai Yamazaki steps up and cleans that up, as there's a few open red shirts here if they can coordinate here, as Makuka gathers it. Hodgson, quick pass to Markovsky, who finds the foot of Sojmani. Here's Galati on the overlap. What's he going to do? Right-footed to Mike. He leaves it, and no one behind him. He thought that Markovsky was trailing. He left it behind, but no one there on the back post to get that goal for County.
So we've seen quite a few combinations here on the left with Sojmani and Galati really getting in behind defense and whipping in those balls, but just lacking some midfield runs, late breakers to pounce on those opportunities, because a lot of times it's not going to be the guys that are in the box standing there. You just saw a good example there. Mike, even had he tried to get that on goal, probably wouldn't have been his strongest opportunity there. So you're looking for those guys to break into the box late, and it just hasn't come off for County in the couple of chances that have presented themselves.
The latest injured player for the visitors looks like number 22, Kieran Hayes. He's hobbling off, and he's down on the ground over there at the bench, so not a frivolous trip by the trainer by any means. He looks to be hurt. Again, you don't want to lay down on that AstroTurf out in the sun if you can help it, as Ann Arbor looking for another before the break. Yamazaki steps up and does enough, and the ball finds its way to Galati. Sojmani up the left-hand side. We've said that a few times already. Combining well. Here's Galati. He finds Sojmani. Markovsky with a left foot, and that might make its way to Normandy, but it's blocked by the fence just short. Some good combination play, but the end product didn't quite make it.
Again, you saw another perfect example right there. County got the look that they were hoping for, but Markovsky can't keep it down.
It was a nice sequence and probably one of the best attacks of the half. County probed and got some chances, but made a couple mistakes and paid the price. My name's Robert Kerr, alongside Mitch Gatzke. Want to thank Diversified Members Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union. Visit DMCU for more. And OMPT Physical Therapy Specialist. Visit OMPT.com. Thank you so much to the continued partnership and sponsorship from our community members. It is 2-0 at halftime on the final match of the season. We'll take a break and be right back for the conclusion of the 2023 season. Welcome back to Royal Oak, Michigan, soccer fans near and far. My name is Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke. We're streaming live here on 11 Sports, the final game of the USL 2 regular season, the final match for the Great Lakes Division. We're at the home of Oakland County FC taking on the visiting AFC Ann Arbor. Oakland County trailed the final game of the season 2-0, looking for a point or a win to earn a third place in the best club finish of the season. It's going to be a tough feat to do so. Mitch, what did County have to do to turn this one around and get that vital point?
I think they need to start winning the battle of the midfield in that first half. Too much of the time, they're winning the ball deep in their own zone and struggling to connect with the forward line, just kind of hoofing it up there and hoping that somebody gets on the end of it. While it's worked out a couple of times, I think it's probably going to be better if County can find somebody to get on the ball, kind of drive through, break the lines, distribute from there, and hopefully convert on a couple of opportunities to at least claw 1 point back and finish in third place this season.
So the final 45 minutes of the season, Mitch, 2023, what a season it's been. County got to the final week of the season to be in the playoff conversation, just one game shy, just one result, and this would have been a winner-take-all scenario, but County playing for that third spot, still something in it, trying to get that third place, the best finish for the club at the USL League Two level. To review the scoring, it was Cristiano Rossi in about the 31st minute that started it all off, and just before halftime, in about the 43rd minute, Felix Gatzke made it too. And we're here in Metro Detroit. Beautiful day, warm, breezy day, as this is looking for the run of Mike Melorani. The goalkeeper's out. Mike goes around, trying to get his central, and it goes too narrow and out of bounds. Exciting start to the second half. Melorani got on his horse, got around the goalkeeper and the defender, but the narrow angle was the undoing there of that exciting start to the half.
Yeah, I think he just ran out of options, ran out of space, tried to put it on goal, but next to impossible from that sort of angle and that distance.
The home team, Oakland County FC, in a one-off signature Christmas in July kit designed by supporter Andreas Gikas. The Santa Claus kit from left to right on your screens, and the visiting AFC Ann Arbor, white tops and light blue shorts and socks. Going from right to left, and this one looks like it's going to be onside. Here's Kyle Pearson, the 2020 Mr. Soccer Michigan, dispossessed there, only as far as another Ann Arbor player, and that cross goes harmlessly wide. AFC Ann Arbor can break at a moment's notice. They have enough quality remaining on this side. I mean, they have last year's Michigan Soccer, for crepe's sake.
Well, and the thing is,
who scored a banger on Wednesday.
They train with the starting lineup all season, so you know that they're going to be up to that AFC Ann Arbor standard. We've seen it year after year with this club. It's almost like they get better as the season progresses and they get more training time. Everybody's on the same page, and even though there's some different names, we're still seeing a quality Ann Arbor performance here this afternoon.
And Hodgson gets a shove in the back. Number 6 for the visitors, Alex Diak. Alex Diak, the Wixom, Michigan native. No love there for his fellow Michigander, Carson Hodgson. Maybe he gets on the naughty list. Couple yellow cards in the first half. Nice, sunny, breezy day. Good crowd here for the regular season finale. Last week was due to be the biggest of the season, but had a bit of rain scare some folks away. But good to see folks in the stands. Nice Sunday afternoon for it. Bobby Harris looks for a pass. He chips it over and finds Somani. It stays in bounds. So Somani going one-on-one, gets an overlap there. Pass into the middle, goes past everybody. Here's Tommy Middlestat, right footer, over the bar. Good look, but not on frame.
Yeah, I thought when he took the touch, he was going to be able to control himself enough to keep that shot down and on target and force a save at the very least, but sails too far above the net to really worry anybody. And again, that's kind of a repeat of what we've seen time and again from County. It's really how a bulk of the chances have come. Overlaps on that left wing side and kind of cleaning up in the middle. Unfortunately, nobody's showed the class in finishing quite yet.
Up close, these kits definitely look like Santa Claus, but from up here, there's a little bit of an Arsenal thing as Daniel Ayak goes for a stroll, and here's County in behind, off the post. My goodness, but the flag comes up late. That's an offside, but you like to see that creativity, and almost found themselves a goal. The Santa Claus almost provided a present, some Arsenal-like moments there from the County attackers, but they got that Christmas belt across. It's like Arsenal plus a big, thick Santa belt.
It's funny to see it from behind, and there's just a black stripe right in the middle of the back.
But there is a buckle and all. But Christmas kits, Christmas in July. We had a band playing here. We got face painters. We got Ray's ice cream for sale. We got some good eats as Markowski tried to dribble in behind as it comes back to Middlestat. County on the ball. Ayak, who had that mazy run just a moment ago. He might sell it short to Galati. And here comes AFC Ann Arbor. They've got two in behind the defense. The cross is on. They run into the brick wall of Kai Yamazaki. That's Michigan Mr. Soccer. Kyle Pearson sent to the turf there. Kai Yamazaki held his ground. The Nagano native did very well in the center back. He was somewhat at fault for one of the goals in the first half, but he's out of position. Like we said, a bit of a different lineup, some players filling out in different positions than usual. Two traditional defensive midfielders playing center back today. They've had a number of combinations throughout the season as AFC Ann Arbor start to line up a free kick here. It's like a left-footed attempt coming in the breeze. Sent in, Ayak heads it away. Might continue to play. Stays in bounds. Gute, the second goal scorer, got on that. Galati only gets it as far as an Ann Arbor player. Sticking to the visitors is the ball. On the top of the box. Ayak meets it to another Ann Arbor player, and it's chipped to the near side. The right-footed strike is blocked by Middlestat. Staying with the visitors, though. County can't quite clear it just yet. It's the far side.
Yeah, they've only just branched out from kind of shading the top of their penalty area there for quite some time.
And Robert Jelli had to really be sharp there as the ball was moving around in the breeze. Is that long ball looks like it's on target for Siljmani. He's got Mike in the box. Mike's making a run. Doesn't take it. Tries to get on his right foot. Back to Hodgson, and that ball goes well over the bar and onto the roof of the changing rooms there to the south side of the field.
It's about the third or fourth time now County's done that same thing. In wide, peel it back, opportunity just sails way too high.
And the timing of the late runs has been really good. The Ann Arbor has not been covering that as well, and they found that cutback. Got some eats delivered to us from the County Bistro. Thank you so much, the County team, the stream team. Thank you guys so much for a great season. Thank you to all the volunteers, sponsors, interns, doing their thing to make these games go. That's one thing COVID did. You make you realize how many people we need. As this long ball connects to Siljmani, who's got Mike, who gets the ball out of net. County are on the board.
What a play that was. Finally, County able to capitalize on that opportunity again. It's just a repeat of that same template. Get the ball in behind on the left wing, ping it across. Big Mike is there this time to tap it in.
His fifth goal of the season. Mike Melorani steps one farther goal ahead at the top of the club leaderboard for the season.
He still had some work to do, but the strength to hold off the defender and power that ball past the diving keeper. But what a ball outside. And I think, Rob, we're definitely going to see the wind play a role here in the second half. As we look to our left, that American flag is standing at attention. It is whipping across the flagpole there, and I believe it's blowing from our left to right as we look at the pitch here. So Ann Arbor is going to be going against the wind, and County will have the advantage of it as Ann Arbor here on the break, and Ayak able to get back there and break it up. That'll be a AFC Ann Arbor corner kick.
Kyle Pearson, a threat once again. The assist, Soljmani to Big Mike, and we got a game on our hands. That draw, that third place, still alive here. 35 minutes plus stoppage time to go here in Royal Oak, Michigan. Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke here on 11 Sports. Glad to have you along with us. County, if they're going to make this comeback count, they're going to have to defend this corner. Left-footed take near post. Bobby Harris says no. And that's cleared. No nonsense clearance. Looking for the run of Mike Melorani. Heavy touch draws him wide. And eventually out of bounds, unfortunately, as Dante Bailey did enough to usher the County striker out of bounds on the far side.
Rob, I'm starting to wonder when Ann Arbor might change up their defensive tactics, just because the wingbacks haven't been in positions to defend when they need to, so their center backs are getting pulled out to defend in those wide areas, and that's what's really causing the space in behind for those runners, breaking into the middle from midfield for County. As we see a substitution checking in, number 23. I believe that's Silas Rustin. Short bench, so quite frankly, it's got to be him.
So Makuka out, Rustin in.
And Makuka, little breakaway here for Ann Arbor.
Middlestadt did well to get down and defend that. And Mike looking to run here again. You got Markovsky to the right. County with it. There's numbers in the box. What can they do? Drives to the baseline, left-footed cross, almost to Mike! And that is almost tapped in by Carson Hodgson. Cleared by Ann Arbor. County starting to throw caution to the wind here in the second half. The final 35 minutes or so of the USL 2 season. As number 20, Silas Rustin there, we get our first look at him. His second appearance of the season. I don't think we've seen him since the opening game of the season, actually.
Bookend season for him.
So if you're just joining us, it is 2-1 in favor of the visitors in the white and blue, going from right to left. Home team, Oakland County FC, need a draw or a win to clinch the third place in the division. In a unique look, a one-off Christmas kit special, Christmas in July here in Royal Oak, as Ann Arbor looking to bounce back, and Yamazaki did well to guard the ball to let Robert Jelli get on the ball there. Here's Rustin. Here's to Harris. He finds Middlestadt. Some young players on the field here for County. Experience of Ioke. Here's Galati, who saw a lot of action in the first half, and that pass not accurate to number 14 on the far side, Roni Soljmani.
Yeah, a lot of young guys learning to play.
Markovsky might pressure this. Forces an errant pass, and County get a throw in the attacking half. Here's Hodgson. Can he find a teammate? Combination with Mike. Looking for Carson Hodgson, who gets in the box. He turns away from goal. Up to Markovsky. Back to Carson Hodgson. Here's Harris, surveying his options. Here's Markovsky. Cuts towards the goal. Slips. Almost gets around. Nothing doing there. Middlestat forces the issue. Ball stays with County. Bobby Harris, who scored a couple of bangers this season. He finds Galati on the far side. There's Rustin. Markovsky. Can County find an equalizer? They're probing. They're possessing. Can they penetrate and finish? Can they put a present under the tree for County supporters? Looking for a delivery. Mike and Markovsky were in the box. Have to reset. Yamazaki. They're probing here. A lot of passes connected here. Can they find a decisive one?
A lot of numbers forward and a lot of defenders just on top of the box there for Ann Arbor.
Here's Galati. Sets up Mike and just out of reach. That looked like an absolute killer pass there from Siljmani, but Big Mike not able to adjust his body. That was a nice looking pass. Unfortunate touch though. But County stating their case, trying to earn a point here in the last game of the season.
Yeah, they've really gotten on the ball and been aggressive, putting the pressure on, kind of keeping hold of the ball more so than we saw in that first half where everything looked to be quick breaks on the wings. Here, County really kind of soaking up that pressure from Ann Arbor and then consolidating things with a lot of possession in midfield, switching the play a couple of times, creating those openings that they need.
As Markovsky is held back here and getting a little bit of extras here. The teenager Markovsky being held back there. He gets the yellow card. And it looks like it should be a free kick, but, I mean, there was a little bit of afters, but it definitely was a foul on the Ann Arbor defender. I mean, that was two different shirt pulls.
Yeah, it was, both sides were given as good as they were getting.
But that was after the foul, though, surely.
Siljmani, yeah. Not Siljmani, excuse me. Markovsky, I think. Just got a little too heated. Calmer heads prevail. Nashi Elder, who's been around and kind of knows the lay of the land, how to draw those fouls. Another one on the naughty list, Rob.
Throw him on the coal list. Check. Where that list is getting long as Ann Arbor cross over the halfway line, only to have Silas Rustin poke it away with a sliding challenge. Markovsky stopped his run. Yeah. Melarani thought he was going to continue, and that one does not connect, and that's out of bounds.
Gave him the give and go, and he wasn't going.
No. And that's a lack of familiarity and not too many appearances. Markovsky, just his third today. I believe his first start. His legs might be getting tired. There's not a lot of options, and that's one of the two subs just had touch of the ball was number 23. As Bobby Harris looks to control. He turns, surveys his options. Not a lot of runs ahead. Yamazaki finds Markovsky, who dribbles. Nice little back heel is Carson Hodgson, who did not quite have the composure or the footing there to get that on target.
Yeah, Markovsky got a chunk taken out of him there, and Ann Arbor player is going to get himself added to the naughty list as a result.
That's number 15 in your programs on Ann Arbor, collecting a yellow card. That naughty list adding up.
Charlie Lacey will go into the book.
And Charlie Lacey with a yellow card for AFC Ann Arbor.
Unfortunate for County that referee allowed advantage to play out there, and Hodgson again kind of slipped and fell on that one, but again another shot high of the bar.
Yeah, County probably leading this game in shots, just not getting a whole lot of them on target so far.
Not a lot of quality shots, a lot of hopeful takes from outside the 18, but really nothing that's truly worried the keeper, Rob Spradlin.
That long throw was looking for Carson Hodgson, but headed out. As like I said, Galati has probably taken 300 throw-ins this season. Gets it into Hodgson. They combo on the touchline there on the far side. They get it back to veteran Bobby Harris, who had an absolutely spectacular goal in the season opener. Maybe he can do something in the curtain closer here today, and that just not close enough to Melarani. Is great tackle here by Harris. Can he have a shot? He turns back, looks for a teammate, finds Middlestat.
Oh.
And
Offside.
a late offside call to Harris there.
It couldn't have been Harris. It would have been somebody that didn't come onto the ball, but linesman is saying impacted the play. I think it was Mike Melarani checking back, causing some confusion with the defenders, and the referee is saying he played a role in that play, so whistled it dead, but a great play there by Bobby. First of all, to step up and make that tackle and win the ball, and then kind of peel it back and not just have one of those wild goes, but actually pipe it out here to Middlestat, unfortunately. Offside. Right back in it, County.
Mike on the top of the box. Markovsky's taken down. No call. Grabs his ankle. Not popping up straight away. Here's Pearson, the other end. Forced left by Yamazaki. He tries to cut inside. He's got an outlet. He takes it centrally. Ann Arbor scooping into the box only as far as Ioke. As they're calling a yellow card on the substitute, Silas Rustin.
I didn't see that one, Rob. Must have happened away from the ball. I was looking at that scooped pass. Rustin, flying elbow or...
The referee reacted instantly to that.
Yeah.
It looked like Daniel Ioke had defended a scooped pass, but the substitute, Silas Rustin, gets the card. Curious, but a dangerous free kick to be defended here for County, as we have a dangerous player. Taisei Arima looks to be lining up a shot about 23 yards out or so, maybe 25 tops. Robert Jelli will have to be very attentive here. There's a
big wall.
6-man wall. Left-footed strike.
Nice.
Hits the wall. Santa's little helpers do their thing. Deflected away, and it is an Ann Arbor corner.
That was a good wall there from County. Just setting up the right amount of numbers, and big body is jumping up.
The wall last week criticized for one of Kalamazoo's goals, but it does well here. We got Captain Mike Melarani shepherding the 6-yard box. Try to get this dangerous Ann Arbor team out from a third. Goes over the goalkeeper to the far side, right-footed strike, and that one loops well over the bar to the goal to the north of the field. We'll catch you up here. My name's Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke. We are in Royal Oak, Michigan for the season finale of Oakland County FC football. The score 2-1. County need a draw or a win to earn third place in the Great Lakes Division. They currently trail 2-1 in the first half. You got Cristiano Rossi about half an hour in, and then just before halftime, Felix Gaite made it 2, and then Big Mike Melarani in the second half made it 2-1 after a great combination and a great assist by Roni Soljmani. County looking for a second, trying to get their club's best finish, trying to get that third place and over 500 as they sit at 4 wins, 4 losses, and 3 draws at the moment. Trying to squeak ahead of Lansing City football, who have 16 points, while County rest on 15, and they've earned themselves a corner.
Yeah, Mike chasing that seemingly innocuous ball into the corner, forcing the defender to knock it out.
Looks like Carson Hodgson's going to take this left-footed, the wind picking up, knocking over that corner flag. It's delivered, far post, and it got the man that you'd want on it.
He was there.
Daniel Ioke came in at the far post, but his header deflects off frame once more.
Timing of his jump, I think, betrayed him on that one. He was in the air. a little bit before he wanted to, so he couldn't come down and really attack that ball with his head. Little wall break here. Referee decides it's hot enough to give the players a bit of a breather. And it looks like we've got a couple substitutions coming in for AFC Ann Arbor, so we'll identify those as soon as we can see their numbers. They'll probably be looking to just kind of pack things in tight here the last 20 minutes, pack it up and go home with another 3 points. Keep that positive momentum rolling into their playoff run next Friday. You mentioned out in Des Moines.
20 minutes to go in the Oakland County season 2023. Looking at the divisional standings, this is the last game to be played. Flint City Bucks just absolutely ran away with the league, sitting on 31 points at the end of the regular season. 10 wins, 1 loss, and a draw. AFC Ann Arbor clinched that second playoff spot, 19 points. They sit at 6-4-1, and then Oakland County, Midwest United, and Kalamazoo all sit on 15 points. Lansing City Football on 16, and then down at the bottom, division newcomers had a tough go of it, sitting on just 3 points. They went winless, did South Bend. Just the 3 draws on the season.
Yeah, you always wonder, the one out-of-state team, how much travel kind of plays a role in their tough season, just having to go further distances than anybody else in the conference any time that they're not playing at home.
And it is the 70th minute here at Royal Oak High School Stadium at the Purple Patch, so that means it's Zioli's Pizza Minute. Zioli's Modern Italian in downtown Clawson, always hooking us up with pizzas here, and a great time as always. And it looks like our substitution/hydration break is starting to come to a conclusion, so we got about 20 minutes to go. And County with a job to do still.
Plenty of time. We've seen it before, Rob. These games often feature a late goal.
And Ann Arbor goalkeeper Robert Spradlin gets us underway with about 20 minutes to go here. As Daniel Ayak goes in heavy to the Ann Arbor attacker, but no call there. That goes all the way back to Robert Jelli. Both goalkeepers, same first name. That's over the head of, was that over Markowski's head, but it is a county throw. Tommy Middlestat to throw. There's Hodgson. He absolutely rifles it to Galati, who controls well, but loses control, and here come Ann Arbor. Bobby Harris does well to come back and take care of that and send County attacking on the left-hand side. Ioke make an absolute bolting run. Can he provide some quality service? But he's boxed out and does not get the decision. Looks like that's going to be a visiting goal kick. But a heck of a run there by the big man from the back.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't often see an overlap from a center back, but
wasn't that famously Sheffield United in that one season they did well in the Premier League, overlapping center backs, but eventually exposed, and that attack did not come to fruition. Santa needs to present a gift as Rustin almost provided a nice pass to the outside, but just floated beyond the toe of the County attacker.
So Osmani was offside anyway.
Christmas in summer. What do you think of it, Mitch?
It's pretty cool. I would like to see it again next year. Mix things up. The red really pops on field.
Maybe we get a tie-in with like donations for. I know these kits are being auctioned off at the end of the game, so proceeds do go to a good cause. As Ann Arbor try to break down this left-hand side, Robert Jelli comes through with the right foot and takes care of business. That almost off the head of McCarskey. I thought he was going to head that towards Mike Melorani, but falls all the way to Spradlin. Ann Arbor, no reason to be uncomfortable, really. These players, obviously, individually will want to pull out a result and add some stats and maybe get some good footage on their resumes, but playoffs already secured for their club. They might be fighting for a roster spot out there in Des Moines next Friday for the USL regional playoffs, first round. And definitely it gets attritional in amateur playoffs. Availability gets thinner, and teams that are able to house players that might have players that aren't in the college system able to hang out into the late stages of July and early August for the playoffs.
That's what it comes down to so often. At this level, you have so many college players, and the guys just got to go back to campus and get themselves ready for their college season. Got a couple of substitutions, one for each team here, Rob. I believe Markovsky's coming off for County, and Bendektani is going to check in. First time in a while we've seen Benny.
Another bookend player from Grosse Ile started the first game way back in May in Grand Rapids. And he comes on here looking to maybe put his name in county lore by securing a tying goal, which would aid in the highest finish for the club. So Bendektani, the Grosse Ile native, former DCFCer.
He's a spark plug, too. He's going to get on the ball, and he's going to distribute to his teammates.
See what he does, both subs in, so the rest of the players staying on the rest of the match. 15 minutes of time to go, plus any stoppages there may be. That looked like a handball, yes. Eventually called number 15 for Ann Arbor. Fell, kind of hit the ball with his arm. Charlie Lacey. July gets us back underway. It goes over the Raven of Royal Oak's crest. Tani got a little touch there, ready to pounce on the loose ball. Ann Arbor able to pass around him, pass around that three-man county press. Ann Arbor cycle it around the backside. You feel County's got to make at least one more quality chance here. They might have to be patient as Ann Arbor look pretty comfortable on the ball. Sowerby does just enough to keep that with the team, but Carson Hodgson did well there, but the pass from Silas Rustin behind the other substitute, Tanya.
Trying to move a little too quick. Springing that attack for County, and another substitution upcoming here for Ann Arbor.
Looks like big number 4, Najee Elder, is headed off. He did well to avoid a yellow card earlier in the second half. Makes way here. The sun really coming down now. It's been partly cloudy. Definitely probably at its brightest at the moment. Number 3, Soshi Fujioka comes into the match.
Right into the fire. Takes the throw in. Pings that ball up top.
It looked like a foul against Harris. No call.
A lot of contact there.
Oh, and eventually Ayok wins a free kick right in the center dot. Hodgson hits the referee.
Rough ball.
He was trying to find some width on the left-hand side, but our center ref got in the way. But I'm glad they changed their rule. They whistled that.
Yeah.
They used to just say, too bad.
Sorry.
But the ball comes back to the infringed team, so County back on the ball. What can they do with it? About 12 minutes or so to go here in the USL 2 season. 2023. Is that ball is going to go over the head of Rocco Galati. And that's well defended there by Gite, the Ann Arbor goal scorer. Back into Shamani to Carson Hodgson, whose shot is blocked. Took a second to take it.
Yeah.
That angle narrowed on him because he took a little bit of time to get that shot off.
I think he could have let it go sooner and probably got that on net, forced to save.
Ann Arbor defense did well as Bobby Harris steps up for that. Bobby Harris not shy to make a robust challenge, and his energy serving to maybe start a bit of a counterattack here, maybe force a turnover out of the visitors, and that goes inbounds. Soleimani bloops it, looking for Tanyi. It hangs in the air, and they're going to call a push-off on Tanyi. A little bit of a soft call. The Elmwood Elite definitely not agreeing there. That incident right in front of them near the south goal here in the main stand under the camera angle. A lot of purple there in the corner. Elmwood Elite always cheering on the team, popping the purple smoke. And this is a turnover. Could this be the chance? Soleimani centers it, deflected. Didn't quite have the quality and the delivery it needed, but that was the kind of turnover that County needs if they're going to equalize here this afternoon.
It's been a few turnovers back-to-back here. County definitely putting the pressure on.
As Hodgson has, we've commented on the finishing, but he's been kind of digging in that that creative number 10-ish role. Haven't seen the outcome yet, but he's been winning a lot of free kicks.
Yeah, he definitely has, and somebody's needed to step up and play that role in the absence of Kevin Buka. Seen a little bit of Bobby Harris doing it, but yes, Hodgson certainly has taken that assignment and run with it here in the second half.
Can Harris put in a quality ball? Left-footed, far post. Ayok back in the middle. Still alive. Two Ann Arbor defenders had to kick it away from their 6-yard box. No County players were really rushing the goal line there, as Daniel Ayok did amazingly well to put that back into the danger zone, but no one accepted that present. He laid at the bottom of the tree. Bobby turns the player. Right-footed delivery, and that is going to go out of bounds. Not quite the curler you needed. You're going to find Hodgson on the back post.
Good idea. There's too much on it there. Coming down inside 10 minutes remaining in the season. Time to leave everything out there on the pitch. End it with a good moment.
Can they force a turnover here? Tani got so close there. Looking to pass out of it, Ann Arbor, and they're more than capable. One of the best passing teams at this level, I'd say. Hodgson turns it over. Here's Rustin, who just hasn't quite gotten his passing boots strapped, as Harris tries to force another turnover. The press doing well as Galati steps in front of this one. Capitalizing. County needs to do it. As we have a tumble at the top of the box. Ahead for Galati. Can he get on it? Right-footed strike. Doesn't fall. Getting each other's way. Tanyi, right-footed. And that was a mess. And could that be a penalty for County?
Call.
That looked like a whole big mess in the Ann Arbor box. There was some people getting each other's way. Lots of contact. And we have a County player on the ground. And it looks like the referee's indicating it's going to be a PK for the home side.
Certainly a lot of chaos.
And they're waving towards the sideline. I've not yet figured out if that's the no, we don't need you, or we really need you wave to the sideline.
I think he's all right. And it's Rocco who came crashing in to even put that ball in a dangerous area, making that run inside. Had a chance, had it blocked, got back on it. Drew the foul. A little bit of a delayed call, but referee choosing to call that one back and award the penalty here for County late on, setting up quite a moment.
So with just 7 minutes to go, veteran Mike Millerani steps up to tie it. Right-footed strike, and he hits the back of the net. Big Mike Millerani on the double. He puts on the purple hat. He takes the adoration from the Elmwood Elite. The purple smoke rains over him. What a moment for Big Mike. 2 goals in what could be his final appearance for Oakland County.
Let's go, Mike.
He sent the keeper the wrong way and slotted it in. That puts him 2 for 3 on the season from penalties, and That was the biggest one yet.
A guy that wears the captain's armband proudly, leads this team in terms of goal scoring and just in terms of playing the game the right way, showing up when his teammates need him the most.
What a Selly, putting on the purple hat here in the regular season finale. 2-2 as it stands. County are in third, but they're going to have to hold on. Ann Arbor's not going to let this one go easy, as that's a big old collision at the top of the 18-yard box. No call. Tanya looking for the run of Big Mike Melorani. Melorani surely would love a hat trick and a victory in the final moments of the 2023 season. Ball's back in play. County are on the front foot. Rustin to the far side. Galati controls it. Looked like a handball for a second. No call. Soljmani on the chase. Pressing him. Will he guide it all the way out of bounds? And the Ann Arbor right back does well and negotiates that one to his desired conclusion. Goal kick for the visitors. 2-2 on the scoreboard.
I think we're in for quite a frantic finish here, Rob.
5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Whistle from the ref. Wasn't sure if that's on the slide from Middlestat or a little bit of contact from Tanya. Ball back in play. Under 5 minutes to play. It wouldn't be a County game with a little bit of excitement here, Mitch. It's good to get the blood flowing here late. County trying to get their best league finish. 4-4-3 at the moment. If this result holds, it'd be fours across the board, and they'd be ahead of Lansing on goal difference and head-to-head tie breakers. But they need to see this out or score another. Ann Arbor on the attack. Rustin did well to break that one up. Ayak tries to advance it. Here's Hodgson. He's got two. He switches. Here's Tanya. Can he control? He does. He goes around one. Left-footed strike, and that maybe not the right choice, as Mike was in some space to the left, but maybe he had a little bit of wide eyes there with that decision.
Had Mike in some space, and he also had a passing option here to the right-hand side with Siljmani kind of breaking away. Tanya drawing the defenders, creating the space, but probably the wrong decision in that case.
Just over 3 minutes to play here in Royal Oak, Michigan. Welcome, soccer fans, local and worldwide. 2-2 here in the Great Lakes Division finale. USL 2 league action. Elite amateur stuff here in North America. Oakland County, the home team from left to right on your screens, wearing the one-off Christmas kit. Christmas in July here in Royal Oak. Looking like Santa Claus. And right now, Big Mike has supplied a present, a brace on the final day. That's going to send Rustin for a chase. He might get to it. Silas Rustin in on the goal. And Spradlin did just enough to gobble that up before the substitute could get on the end.
Too much bounce in the turf. Couldn't settle down for Rustin.
That one goes around Middlestat. And Robert Jelli, the county keeper, in his third appearance for the club, able to pick that one up calmly. He's waving his teammates down the field a little bit. Might do with getting down. It's getting to the final few moments here in Metro Detroit. That one pops up at halfway. Some great technical ability on the ball there, the visitors especially. On display there is that long ball after a combination in the middle. That was a long ball intended for the second Ann Arbor goal scorer, Felix Gatzke. I wrote out the phonetics of that one funny. I'm messing myself up. Gatzke, he scored the second of two Ann Arbor goals in the first half. And then Big Mike Melorani with two to tie it here for the home team in the second half. About 90 seconds of regulation to go. That one off the head of Mike Melorani, just beyond Tanya. There's Kai Yamazaki, one of my favorites for Player of the Year. I'd say Yamazaki, Amara Kamara, maybe even Rocco Galati for my Player of the Year. And with a goal, 2 goals today, you got to throw Mike Melorani in there.
It's funny, Rob, thinking about it this week, you'd like to kind of give some credit to the guy who's up there scoring the most goals for the team, but get to the point where you almost take it for granted just because of how solid he is, game in, game out, producing those numbers. Mike, maybe a little bit of an unsung hero this summer, despite the great work that he's doing leading the line.
My non-scientific data says Galati, Kai Yamazaki, and Mike Melorani leading in minutes this season. Amara Kamara is up there, but not here today.
Not here, and he had to serve suspension for a red card that he picked up. And really, I think that game, too, played a part in him being player of the season because we saw what his absence meant to the rest of the team. Another yellow card here.
As
Thiago
the clock
Silva dos Santos picks up a yellow, and we'll have his name taken down on the naughty list.
That
That's
naughty
it for the
list is
90.
growing. Yeah, there are a lot of Ann Arbor players to receive call here this July as we have crossed into injury time, the final moments of Oakland County's 2023 season. Ticking away here is Siljmani, battles in the corner, earns his team an injury time corner kick. County moving up almost everybody. Big man Daniel Ayak coming up from the back, looking to get that winner to send the crowd over the top, get 3 points, and put us clear in third place here in the Great Lakes Division.
Would be a
Carson
great way to
delivers. And it's in! And it's Mike Melorani! Hat trick on the final day of the season. 3-2 County. It's a Christmas miracle for the hometown fans.
Big Mike is going to earn himself a place on the naughty list for all the right reasons. Popping that top as the Elmwood Elite pop that smoke. A hat trick for Big Mike, wearing the captain's armband for possibly the last time here at the Purple Patch, going out in style.
Santa Claus never looked that good with his shirt off, Mitch. What a moment for Big Mike Melorani. What a way to end the season. It's not a playoff berth, but it's a hat trick and possibly a win for Oakland County FC.
A feel-good W. And also, Rob, as it stands now, County bumps themselves up into a positive goal differential.
My goodness. 3 goals in the half for the home team, all coming off Big Mike Melorani. He wears the captain armband for a reason, and he's now on 6 goals for the season, clear at the top of the leaderboard. This is the best we've seen him play probably since his first season donning the purple. Since 2019, this is probably definitely his best output and the most minutes, and a great way to see him run out his season.
He's firing on all cylinders and having a lot of fun doing it, and it's just enjoyable to watch when a guy is playing the way that Mike Melorani is right now.
And it's amazing when you talk to him after these games. He's been playing these Saturday night games and then driving back to Kalamazoo to work at the hospital at 6 in the morning out there. And just a lot of other players would just say, salute, that's a career. But Mike Melorani dedicated his 2023 summer, and it's paying off for him here in the final game of the regular season.
Yeah, and if this is the last time that we see him play for Oakland County, we just have to stand up and give him his applause for all that he's meant to the club, along with his good friend Kevin Buca, Bobby Harris as well. Rob, I know you had a great sit-down interview with those 3 a couple of weeks ago, and just talking to them about their journey and all that this club means to them and all that they mean to this club, because, without them, certainly Oakland County looks a lot different.
So Oakland County 3-2 up as Big Mike Melorani took a huge collision in the back there.
Big hit.
Unnecessary, and he looks like he's hurting. His neck snapped back there when he got absolutely crushed in the back. Did he get a card there for that? I think that was Gatzke one more time? He's been very active. Hopefully Mike is all right. You know, high of highs after scoring a hat trick and took an absolute shellacking there from the Ann Arbor defender. He's walking it off. Thankfully, no trainers necessary, but hopefully that's not something that nags with him here as Harris flips it high to Silajmani into the corner. Silajmani keeps it in. No, he doesn't. The flag goes up. Linesman here deep in the corner. He's got his flag up. Looked like for a moment Silajmani had a little bit of touchline magic. And there is the final whistle. 2023 season is over. Oakland County FC finished their season 5 wins, 4 losses, 3 draws. Third place, highest league finish for the season. Oakland County FC, well done on the back of a Mike Melarani second half hand trick. The score here, Oakland County FC 3, visiting AFC Ann Arbor 2.